First, we must sleaze, presented by McDonald's. Best part about working at McDonald's is the people.
I always had this question, and now I know, Barnes. You know, Pete Davidson is getting rid of his ink. You saw that. Removing all of his ink. There's a photo that appeared, I think, like a few days ago. He had mostly bare arms.
I've been seeing that. That's got to hurt more than putting them on.
Yeah. He first revealed in 2020 that he was embarking on a long-term journey to remove his tattoos in order to pursue more acting jobs. At the time, he shared that burning off his tattoos was a worse process than getting them done.
Burning them off.
Burning them off. And I guess he's not the first celeb to do this. They're talking about Eva Longoria, Mark Wahlberg, Sarah Hyland, Khloe Kardashian. Yeah, I bet that burns, baby.
What's funny is, as Hollywood is tanking, and it is, Hollywood is a ghost town right now for productions. It's not what it used to be.
It's really bad right now.
You know why? Because they're all here. And they're in Atlanta, and they're in a couple of other cities with big tax incentives. But the last thing they want to do as they cut budgets is spend 5 hours taking your tattoos off. Mm-hmm. So he's right.
But he's been doing this since 2020. Unbelievable.
Long-term plan. Clean it up.
Jennifer Aniston went on Instagram Monday to honor her beloved co-star Matthew Perry on the first anniversary of his passing. She shared a heartfelt post with a simple message, 1 year. And then she did, just all of these photos of their time together.
That seems like 2 months ago. I can't believe it's been a year.
Yeah, it included a link to the Matthew Perry Foundation, which is that nonprofit organization dedicated to supporting individuals battling addiction. Some of his other co-stars did the same thing on socials.
As we learned earlier when we jumped in the time capsule, went back to 1994. It was this week in 1994 that Friends debuted.
Unbelievable. Well, the late Liam Payne's musical career continues to touch hearts even after his tragic passing. Collaborator Sam Pounds revealed he's going to release their duet titled Do No Wrong this Friday. He expressed his hopes for the song to be a source of comfort for Payne's family, his son Bear, his sister Ruth. Can't wait to hear how that sounds.
Does that seem a little too soon for you?
It is soon. Yes.
If he would have come out and said, and I'm going to donate this to suicide awareness or, a drug awareness thing, all the profits, but to come out and be like, oh, yeah, I just hope you feel better about this. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you who's going to feel better. His wallet.
Maybe it will be good for fans because that story was massive.
But that's like a really odd move this fast.
Really looking forward to Gladiator II. We're talking about Ridley Scott, Barnes.
Your buddy.
The sequel, our buddy. The sequel will open in theaters November 22nd. I'm also a big fan of Pedro Pascal. Yeah, he was talking about his co-star, Paul Mescal's performance.
I am really excited for everyone to see Paul. It has to be said, you are sensational in the movie. Very kind. And pretty easy on the eyes. And he worked so hard, and I got to see that happen like in front of me and on the day, and just lead with Ridley, this enormous crew and this enormous cast. To get to see that on the big screen is really exciting, and I think people they're gonna love it.
That's very kind.
Let's not forget that Ridley Scott walked within 3 feet of Leslie and she didn't know who it was.
I didn't know he was there.
I love that story.
Stop it. It's so funny because it's like Pedro Pascal and Paul Mescal. Is that a little confusing?
That's so confusing.
So Pedro and Paul are arguing in this clip over whose character in Gladiator II is a better fighter.
Who's the better fighter?
Go on.
I would say I'm the better.
On. Share what you think.
I would say Lucius is the better fighter.
Lucius is the better fighter. Do you want us to fight?
I don't fight.
Lucius is a better fighter.
Yeah.
Lucius is a better fighter than the general of Rome, who has survived decades and conquered. I fight four men before I get to you, I call it off.
Yeah, but I think if you hadn't called it off...
You don't think I would do some sort of mature, aged, learned...
Okay. Let me actually go back on my answer.
That would just...
I think it's up for debate. Let's just say that.
What are the odds that you're going to cast a Mescal and a Pascal?
And they kind of look like each other, too.
It's so weird.
So funny. Couple of celebs doing great work. God bless Dolly Parton. Donated $1 million to hurricane relief efforts. In addition, she just donated another $1 million personally. One went through her foundation, and then the other is just right out of her wallet. Unbelievable. Colin Farrell finishing the Dublin Marathon while pushing a friend in a wheelchair. Took time out of his acting schedule to complete the Dublin Marathon. The 48-year-old star ran the final 2.5 miles of the 26-mile race while pushing his friend Emma Fogarty, who lives with a rare skin condition, across the finish line in a wheelchair. Now, Barnes, I don't know what to make of this story. This is insane. The Gallagher brothers, set to be kept apart in a military-style operation for the reunion tour next year. Have you heard about this?
This sounds like hype. Could this be real?
Organizers of the Oasis Live 25 have already planned a military-style operation to keep the pair separate as much as possible to prevent a fallout. Because, they do have a history of feuding. Bookmakers have already released odds. According to Sports Review, the odds on the band splitting up before they kick off the run of shows are 7-2. Meanwhile, the odds of the brothers not staying on good terms long enough to finish the tour currently standing at 23-20. I don't know much about odds.
Well, you should stay away from the betting.
Probably.
They're going to have to rehearse. I mean, they're going to have to, you know what I mean? They're going to have to be together a lot. So I don't know how that's going to work. But did you see the story about they're recalling or they're canceling more than 50,000 tickets to the reunion tour in the UK that were sold on resale sites because they were sold above face, which is apparently one of their rules. And that broke the terms and conditions, and they're invalidating those tickets. 50,000.
Those people have got to be furious.
Especially if you bought it not knowing. That's 4% of those tickets that went on sale to a resale website. And that's around 50,000.
Well, that whole dynamic pricing thing they're against, but sometimes you can't get around it.
But imagine you buy these tickets and you just think you're doing the right thing and you paid a little more for it because you wanted to go.
Is that kind of like you paying $400 to see Larry David?
I wish I could get my money back on that. But no, but imagine your ticket's just going to poof. It's going to be you're going to show up wondering if it's good and it's not going to be good.
Yeah, this is kind of a nightmare waiting to happen.
The whole thing, from the ticket sales to the actual tour, shall be interesting.
That is your Celebrity Sleaze.